Welcome to Lift Your Leg. This is Monique Anstey from the Naughty Dog in Victoria, BC, and author of As a Dog Thinketh.
And Jill Brown from Calgary, Alberta, the Bag Lady.
Thank you for joining me tonight, Julie, and thank you to everyone for listening. Today, I was being a good business person. I was working on my Facebook page and stuff like that. So I started listening to some new dog podcasts while I was working away. And as I was Googling through, I could never even find ours. We don't exist. So anyone that listens, please give us a 5-star rating. Go find us on Spotify or Apple or wherever else and give us a rating because we need that to get up in the rankings. Anyhow, as I was doing this, I started listening to some other dog podcasts and then regretted it. There was one guy I was listening to. He's so angry. He sounds like he hates dogs and people. He's so angry about everything. I hope we don't sound like that, Jill.
We might sound like that about people. Sometimes.
I'm currently wearing my I Could Be Meaner shirt. Thanks, Allison.
I'd be wearing mine, except it can't go in the mail.
Stupid Canada Post.
Hey, now.
Being on strike.
Not quite.
All right. Tonight's topic is deciding on getting a puppy because Jill and I are both in the middle of deciding to get puppies. And it's a huge, terrifying decision.
It's a big change. I was out walking today and I thought I've never, and sorry, that was Prada voicing her opinion. This is in no way wishing anything ill towards Sizzle, but I have never had Prada just as a single dog. I've had Sizzle as a single dog, and I actually loved my one-on-one time with her. I've never had that with Prada, and I think I'd really enjoy it. But that's not going to happen because there's going to be a puppy in the fall. But yeah, it's a big change adding another one in. I love having 2 dogs. 3 is the big step for me. I think once you're at 3, it doesn't really matter how many more you add in.
I'm in an awkward place because Pippa would like to be retired from running the Naughty Dog. So I really do need a replacement border collie. But apparently that wasn't meant to be because there's no puppy for me. And I don't need another yellow dog. That would be Harry. I don't need another Malinois. But I am heading towards that age-wise. How old is Prada? At least I want to be retiring Harry before he's gimped and crippled. I want to be retiring him when he's still sound so can enjoy all of his senior days. Yep. I can't ever imagine Harry being a senior, but I still want him to be sound of body and in good spirits so he can enjoy life forevermore. So I'm not going to push him working in my extreme sport at an old age, which means I need to be thinking of another one. But it's terrifying considering all the ramifications of getting another family member. Because when they enter this door, they're here for life.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's a huge decision.
Yeah.
It was much easier when we knew less.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of made us both decide this? Like, for you, you're wanting to breed Prada. You're wanting a Prada baby, correct?
I want a Prada baby, yeah. Yeah, and she's 5, which is, she's not at the end of her breeding career, but I don't want to leave it much longer to have a litter. Yeah, I want to have a Prada baby, so I kind of need to get on that.
So you're doing this because you want a Prada baby, and I'm doing this because I'd like a Harry child. It's Harry's sister who's having the litter.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. Wow.
Harry Jr.
Oh, dear
and it's
God.
a G litter, so it should be Harry and Gary.
Please don't. George.
I know Georgie Chocolate Labrador, so that name's taken. Georgie gets to keep his name. He's such a special dog.
We'll have to work on G's. Glenn.
Garth. Gilmore. It's hard.
There you go.
No, he's not Gilmore. Oh, dear. One of the things that we've both started looking at is health testing on future litters. So what are you looking for in your golden retrievers?
They have to have the typical one. There's so much in Goldens now. So you have to have your hips and elbows and eyes. Those are the three big things.
By OFA.
By OFA. I think there's 4 genetic eye things right now. And then another one that doesn't have a genetic test. So you just cross your fingers and hope for the best there. Breed to lines that haven't had it crop up. There's a fairly new brain thing that does have a genetic test to it.
What does that look like if it goes bad, the brain thing?
Usually about 18 months you start seeing neurological issues. And there's no treatment for it. They're euthanized by the time they're 2 typically. They seizure, they have like bad temperament changes where they'll start attacking people. They go blind, they lose the ability to walk, they're wobbly. It's a bad one. And it's not out there. There's not a lot of it, but before it was being tested for, because there's not a lot of it, it was just a fluke that 2 carriers were bred together and ended up with a number in that litter, and then the education started. And so thankfully we have a genetic test for it now, and that's
Embark.
There's a number of them that do it. Embark, Paw Print. I think OFA does it as well.
So for your Goldens, do you do an Embark panel?
I used Paw Print.
Paw Print versus Embark.
Embark, I went away from Embark just because they're doing a lot of the DNA stuff where they're trying to identify breeds.
Yes.
So everybody's sending in cheek swabs on their Mexican rescue trying to find out what breed it is, and I just wanted to stick with one that was doing more of just the genetic testing.
Okay. And does Paw Print do everything that Embark did genetic testing wise?
I believe so.
And plus some extras.
They did everything that I needed in Goldens.
Okay. Cool.
And they're the first time I used them, I was actually in Spokane at a dog show, and they're based out of Spokane. So they had somebody run over the swab test to the hotel I was staying at. And I did the swab there and then just mailed it back. So they were very accommodating. So yeah, I've used them for whatever I needed in my girls in the past.
Is the price the same on an Embark versus Paw Print? Similar?
That I don't know. I know that Paw Print they often have specials, sales on.
I think Embark does
which
too.
I'm sure Embark does as well.
So as we're deciding this, for me, a big piece is how is my home going to look, adding in another boy Malinois into my household? How will it look for you, adding another girl Golden in?
I'm hoping there will be harmony. It took a little while for Sizzle to accept Prada, but when she did, they're best of friends now. My fear is always that Prada and Sizzle are such good friends now. If I bring in a puppy, Prada's going to become best friends with the puppy. And then I always worry that Sizzle will be kind of left out, which has happened in the past with my dogs, that they just end up being the one watching the fun instead of being involved in it.
That's really sad when you say it like that.
I know, but it's true. It just morphs into that.
The youngest dog always becomes the nanny for the baby coming in.
Yeah.
How is Mo going to handle a baby Malinois if that's the case? Mo's our youngest.
I'm sure she'll handle it perfectly fine. I'm sure she'll have that Malinois whipped into shape in no time.
I don't know. I hope so. Oh, dear.
Time will tell.
It's interesting talking about house dynamics, because for you, the difficulty comes at the beginning and then it gets easy. For me, the beginning will be easy, and then as baby matures is where my difficulty will come.
Yeah.
Where the opposite.
And then it will stay.
And then it will stay and compound.
Yeah. Yeah.
And get worse.
Yeah. I suppose mine could be there in the beginning and never go away, but
I don't think
I'm
so.
hoping that won't happen.
I don't foresee that for you. I do foresee that for me. I think that's very realistic for me. My hope for myself is that I will still be able to run them all together. If they can all go hiking together, that's easy.
Yeah.
When they have to hike separately, it gets hard.
What's going to happen when you get your Malinois puppy and then a week after you get your Malinois puppy, the perfect border collie shows up?
I'll send Brian on a magnificent holiday somewhere.
For a year?
Lisa's offered Svalbard, so maybe I'll send Brian there. And then when he comes home, there'll be a meek little border collie in the corner that he won't notice.
Good thing he doesn't listen to your podcast.
What excites you about getting a puppy?
I like the starting from scratch. I like that they're little sponges when they're babies, and it's so easy to teach them things, and they're so keen to learn. It's just fun to see the light bulb go on when you're training them.
And at the beginning, there's so much potential.
Yeah.
At the beginning, you start off with 300 points in my sport and 200 in yours.
Yeah.
And it's not until they hit puberty where you suddenly start realizing, oh, I'm at 270 now.
Yep. Now you have to start working to get the points back instead of just trying to keep them.
At the beginning, there's so much possibility. And then gradually, possibility goes. Just bye-bye. Then it's more survival mode while they're teenagers.
Yeah.
What else excites you?
That's aside from obviously having the litter and enjoying just having puppies around and the puppy breath and all of that until they turn into sharks. That's my biggest excitement about them. I probably have more fears than I have excitement because there's so many things that can happen that can change your easy days.
So what are your fears?
My fears are that I get a hellion that doesn't listen when I say something, doesn't come when it's called. Like right now, life is so easy. I take the two girls. I know what I've got. I know what to expect. Bringing in a new puppy, you don't know what to expect. Getting a fall/winter puppy doesn't excite me because there's so much less I can do here with them through the winter. So that's a downside to it, but whatever. That's something you just have to deal with.
She can have a yellow friend.
I'm sorry. What?
Mine. Mine will arrive before yours.
Uh-huh.
Yours can have a yellow friend.
Yeah, but I'm here in Calgary.
Oh, I was thinking you'll be out here.
No, I'll be out there when it's 7 weeks old, and then I will be coming home. And then it's too far and too snowy and too treacherous to drive out till the spring.
Fine. What other fears do you have?
Those are the biggest ones. Prada has such an amazing temperament that I always do because of history. There's always a fear of what could go wrong, but she has such an amazing temperament that there's not going to be any issues with that.
That's my fear, is Harry has such an amazing temperament. He is such a good boy Malinois. He's super. He really is wonderful. And I know I need less super. Like, I know that.
Like, you need less stable.
Yes.
But with that comes
huge dread and drawbacks. Right now, here I am. I have a Valhund under the table, upside down. And Kate's in the corner, and Harry's just sucking on his unicorn. He's so easy and wonderful. I don't anticipate this the next time. So I must enjoy these moments now.
Yep.
That's the hard part. When you're coming off a great dog like Harry's going to keep working. He's not retired yet. He's got a lot of time. But it's going to be a big switch in that way because he's so nice to live with. He's good in the car. He's good with strange dogs getting in the car. He doesn't spin in his crate. He's good with people. He's good with dogs. Like, he's a unicorn for Boy Malinois. He really is.
Yep. And there's only one unicorn.
Yeah. It's pink and in between his legs. What drawbacks do you see versus fears? I don't have fears. I just see calculated, oh, I'm going to have to give this up type of thing.
Honestly, my only thing there is, like I said, when I go from 2 to 3,
Yeah.
That's the big jump for me.
Yeah.
And I always feel like one is being a little bit left out.
Yeah.
Like I've only got 2 hands to be petting 2 dogs at a time. If I need them on leash, I've only got 2 hands. I always feel like the third dog is being left out, and that's always ends up being the old dog.
The advantage of that is the old dog's needs do decrease. Kate has aged, so she sleeps many, many hours a day. And then when she's up and mobile, she's still crazy Kate, but she's mobile a third of what she used to be. She sleeps very soundly now. I think she's also deaf, so nothing wakes her. So Sizzle's needs will change?
They might. She's always been a dog that's happy to sleep when we're not doing stuff.
Yeah.
So both of my dogs are very easy around the house. They don't bug me to do stuff. But Sizzle, like I had a tracker on both of the dogs, and Sizzle's line out on a run runs circles around Prada's line. Like she's back and forth and side to side and around and behind and up and down, and Prada's, here's a mouse, I will dig here. I'll run off here. But yeah. The Sizzle line is much more active than the Prada line. You have to take that unicorn away.
Okay, here. Harry, how can I take your unicorn? It's so mean.
Give him one that doesn't squeak.
What are your biggest factors in deciding to add a dog now? Prada's age? For breeding?
Yeah, probably. If I wasn't set on getting a Prada puppy, I wouldn't be looking at one right now.
Yeah, me too.
I probably wouldn't get a puppy for a few years if I wasn't breeding Prada.
I would wait for a year, at least.
I'd probably be more than that.
I might even wait 2 years.
Yeah.
If the right puppy is there for me, I will do it. If the right puppy isn't, I won't. Because I need another dog like I need a hole in the head. So it has to be the right dog. And once I fall in love with them, once you're looking at the litter, yeah, that one's special.
Yeah.
If I see that, then I will do it. And if I don't see that and I'm not drawn, I won't.
What if I'm drawn to 5 of them in Prada's litter?
You have to sell them. How much is the budget of adding an extra dog consideration for you?
It's always a consideration. But it just comes down to doing more bag ladies.
With what time? While the puppy's ripping material out your hands.
Oh my God. They'll all be custom torn. They'll all have toothprints in them.
Suddenly Jill's getting her bags manufactured in another country.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
My dog food bill is always something that I have to consider I'm feeding several big dogs. So that can get a little intimidating. Vet bills,
Yes.
generally, touch wood.
Yes.
Harry's insured. I've never actually used my insurance on a dog, ever. And I pray it stays that way.
Yeah.
Truthfully. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was looking at mine. I did some stuff on Sizzle a week ago, and the response came in from the company, and she didn't reach her deductible, so I didn't get any money back, but it showed how much they had paid out
Yeah.
so far on her. So she'll be 12 in September. She's had insurance since she was a baby, and they've paid out, I think, $1,800.
How much have you paid?
I pay about $80 a month just in insurance, like in my premiums. And she hasn't had health issues. So if I had just been banking that $80 a month, I'd be way ahead of things. It's the fear
It
of that
is.
big $15,000 or $20,000 hit. And if you have a young, healthy dog that needs that and can live a normal life afterwards,
Yeah.
how do you not go there? So
That's why I have it, that just in case moment. It's terrifying.
and it doesn't take much to get you up to a $10,000 or $15,000 vet bill now.
Do all of your dogs have insurance? Both of them?
Yes.
And so the puppy will
Yeah.
too? Wow. Once there's eight, so $240 a month just on vet insurance. Oh,
Yeah.
it's cheaper than mine though. I think Harry's is $150 with $1,000 deductible.
Who are you with?
Companion.
Oh, yeah, that's why. They're pricey.
I worry about my house harmony. It's a big consideration doing this.
Yeah.
So I know for the first 6 months it's going to be easy, hopefully a little bit longer. And then I will have to make choices. But even all of my working dogs, I need them to have house time with me every day. They need that house time to bond, to just be balanced dogs.
Yeah.
So it will be a juggling act, giving baby house time once he turns into a monster.
Oh, I'm staying away when that happens. Harry has only become enjoyable in the house in the last year. And now you're going to get another one.
Yeah, it's the hard part of competing, right? If you want a dog to compete with, you have to be thinking forward because they can't do it forever. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
What management will you need to be on top of to do this for yourself? None?
Not really. I just have to watch Sizzle around Puppy. Prada learned really. Prada was super resilient and really fast. That fast to learn. And when she made a mistake with Sizzle, that Sizzle swiftly corrected her for, that mistake would never happen again.
Yep.
And Prada never held a grudge. She would just stay away from her for a little bit, and then they'd be friends again. Looking back at it, it really wasn't horrible. There was just a few little incidences that were a little bit scary for me.
It's terrifying because one bad moment can be life-changing for your puppy. It doesn't take much for a dog to pop a puppy's eyeball out.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It happens way more frequently than people discuss. Like, puppy skulls aren't properly formed, and those eyeballs can come on out, and they never go in quite the same as they come out. Yeah, I'm glad to say that's never happened to me, but it has to several good dog trainers that I know of. Because it's, you look away for one moment and then, oh.
Yeah.
Trauma for life.
Yeah. Just an accident with a dog that's has appropriate corrections.
Yeah.
An accident can happen, but usually those dogs that are appropriate just make a lot of noise. They don't make contact. Sizzle makes contact.
Yeah.
I just have to be on top of that with her.
Yeah. Yeah. The baby days will be hard at the beginning for me. I know Harry will love him as a puppy, but baby can't spend all his time with Harry, so I'm still going to have to
Yeah,
separate
exactly.
them.
Harry,
I had said that I would be able to walk away if the right one wasn't there for me. Would you be able to do that, breeding them yourself?
yes. I just don't think if she has a nice sized litter, I don't think there isn't going to be one there
I agree.
that
Absolutely.
that is screaming for me.
But she might have 4 boys. Or something
Well,
like that. You never quite know.
if she has all boys, then there's a potential I could walk away.
She might have 4 boys, 3 boys. You never know. Because the one border collie litter I was looking at, it was three girls. So I was pick girl, but then when there were no boys, suddenly I was 4th on the list.
No, I suspect there's going to be something there. Like I said, unless they're all boys, because I really am. I love my girls. I just don't really want to have a boy dog around.
Yeah, fair. And I don't like girl Malinois. I love my boy Malinois. I don't love girl Malinois. Or girl shepherds. I like girl shepherds, but they're too sharp.
I think you just like your girl border collies. I think the rest of the dogs you like are boys.
Fika, Mandy. I loved my Italian Greyhound girl. She was super. And Fika is super.
Would you have a Fika boy, though?
No. No, because my boy spots are taken in the house.
Fair, but if she's there as a girl because there's not a boy spot.
Yes.
But
if I could have a Fika boy, because I didn't have these boys, yes, I would do a boy in a Valhund.
Yeah. I feel that you would always have a girl border collie, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I won't do a girl Mally. Not for me. What about the silly things but can make life really difficult, such as what I'm trying to understand right now is how do I fit another boy Malinois crate in my car?
That's what I was going to ask you last night when you said you were thinking of this.
Yeah.
Suddenly you need a Sprinter, not a Sienna.
Stop it.
You think I'm kidding?
No. It's true, but I can't buy a Sprinter. I don't have money. I have to buy a Malinois.
Maybe you should buy the Sprinter first.
I have a dog.
No, that would be bad. Because then you'd have all sorts of space for as many dogs as you wanted.
I do have a dog trailer.
There you go.
But like daily walks and that, I don't want to take my dog trailer. Unless I have to. If I have to, I have to.
And you're going to have to learn to back it up.
I'm good at it as long as no one's watching. But as soon as the pressure's on, I cannot do it. It's useless. But I'm like that with a lot of things. It was at the end of day school. And one of Maui locked himself in the car. Do you think I could find my keys when the client was in a rush to get his dog?
To get his dog out of your car?
Maui had said he was staying in. Yeah, I never do good under pressure with things like that. I'm terrible. Yeah, if I have to back up my trailer with people watching, it might be half an hour or 40 minutes. You were as cool as a cucumber doing it at Save on Foods. I was so impressed.
I was impressed too.
Yeah.
With myself. Because, I was like, I just don't care. Watch me. Watch me try this for the 45th time. I'll get it eventually.
I worked with a lady this week in a private lesson. And this woman was as cool as a cucumber also. So dog with reactivity, which I never actually saw during our lesson. But this woman's handling was so good. Like, she was just unflappable. If she had any turmoil inside her head, she fully hid it through her handling. She just was so calm. Like,
Good for her.
I know. I started asking questions about her job. Like, what do you do? Are you a surgeon in wars or what? Like, how are you so clear? There was no franticness in her whatsoever. It was unbelievable. And she could fully process any instructions I gave her in these moments. There's very few people who have that ability.
Wow.
She was just unflappable.
I wish I could be as unflappable with my dogs as I was backing that trailer up. You both know I'm not.
Whereas I think I might be unflappable with dogs, but not with the trailer. I'm not unflappable with dogs, but I am more unflappable with dogs than you. Everything's relative.
That is true.
What are you going to call yours?
I have no idea.
Squizzle, Prada, and Peaches.
No. No, I'm pretty sure it will be Peaches.
Please no. Prada was a good name.
Yeah, that one.
Prada the
one
devil.
Came along pretty good.
Prada the devil that now sits on your neck like a parrot and just sucks on you. Gives you bruises and can do no wrong.
What can I say? She's perfect.
Give me a G name.
She's perfect Prada. Gary, Greg, Glenn, George. Jeff with a G.
Yeah, Jeffrey. Geronimo!
Great.
You would.
As
you
it jumps off.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
As it jumps off the
Geronimo!
cliff. And then it would just be Mo, and you can't have that. Jerry.
I love Jerry, but Melanie has a Jerry.
My dad's Jerry.
Cheryl had a wonderful Jerry. Jerry's got a good meaning behind that name. It's not like Finn. Every Finn I ever meet is reactive. Every Jerry I've met has been super.
You can't have Harry and Jerry.
No. And Jerry isn't a very Malinois name. Neither's Harry, but whatever.
I don't know. I think of Dirty Harry, and he pretty much fits the bill.
Harry actually really suits him, that name. Can't. Another G name.
Gustav. I like that. Gustav.
I do too, but I can't.
Why? Call him Gus. Oh, yes. Different kid. But he could just be Gus.
No, I don't like Gus for a dog. I've known bad Gus's.
Garbage? I don't know. I have to come up with a theme for my litter, and then I will run with that.
What's the first thing you teach your puppies?
Come when you're called. House training. House training, crate training.
Drive for their food.
I've never done that, other than you did some of that with Prada. I've never done that.
I had to a lot with Harry. And I will do way more with this one.
Yeah.
I've actually done lots of it with Fika too. Not that Fika needs it. Fika ate today all the mud that was on my boots. As it fell off on my building floor, she ran and ate every bit of mud.
You mean sheep shit?
No, it was mud. I was in my garden.
Was your garden full of sheep shit?
No. No, it was mud. She's rather a pig.
So,
what are you most excited to teach this one?
Healing.
Yeah, I can't wait to teach all the exercises again. Because you know so much more when you've just gone through it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so much better at it now than I was. But then you get a different dog that doesn't learn the same way, and then you just mess it up in a completely different way. So it's also exciting at the start and then depressing a year in. I have so much hope. I'm so much better. And then your dog doesn't chase the ball. So then you have to work on completely different issues. Yeah.
Oh, there's always something.
I do remember with young Harry, though. Do you remember very young Harry hunting people?
Yep.
So maybe I shouldn't say that this will be a bad boy, because I think Harry could have been a bad boy.
I think he could have been. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think as a baseline, he's a very stable.
Oh, absolutely.
Nice young man. So you weren't starting off with something that was
a dick,
sharp or nervy that you were having to keep on top of.
No.
He just had his one little hunting thing you had to be aware of.
I'd never seen that before in a dog, though, so I had no idea how to fix it or what to do with it. It stumped me for a while. Like, I knew it wasn't good, but I didn't know what to do with it. It was when he was a young boy, like 5 months, 4 months, he was very stalky when he saw a person. So he was like a cat on a mouse. Like, his mouth would be closed and he'd lock on and just very stiffly walk. And then I was unable to change it, the little bits I tried, and I ended up just avoiding people in those moments where he would have the opportunity to stalk them. And it went away. Avoidance made it go away. So he was seeing people in other scenarios, but not in that type of scenario. And it just disappeared, thank goodness.
Yeah.
And I think it manifested in other ways, because I remember year-old Harry used to come out onto a field and always look at the very edges of the field, like the horizon. He would always scan the horizon looking for people.
So, yeah, he was looking like he would look in the trees to see if there was anything in there.
Yes.
Yep.
So it did manifest in other ways, but it never did become an issue. But I think it didn't become an issue because I saw the little things. So the little things never became a big thing. My one dear friend and mentor had told me about dogs scanning fields and horizons like that, looking for people. In German Shepherds, that's not a good thing. That's not what we want to see. Dog can normally be a real handful. I had seen it in Harry, and then she reminded me of that. And that too just went away, didn't it? I think we just got him more in drive on his work. Rather than him looking out, we got him more in drive and more into the field rather than out of the field.
He wasn't really given the opportunity to check everything else out.
And I think at the beginning, his ethic, like his work and his drive with me, wasn't present with me. His mind was out of the field hunting others. And then eventually I got him as my partner with me. So then his mind was with me and not out of the field. I think that's all that changed.
He just had to come to realize that you were the fun stuff.
Yeah. Off topic. This week, Wednesday night, my competition obedience class, we switched gears and I made everyone play with a cardboard box and get their dogs to rip it up. I was telling them how difficult it had been with Fika and that this is a missing piece in their training. And it was cool seeing the dogs that were able to rip it up and destroy it. Some of them were unexpected. It was awesome watching them play like that with their people and come completely unglued. And then there were the ones who were not able to get it, but we broke it down into pieces of homework that they have to work on. But it was really cool because there's one dog in class, he's struggling right now, and he hasn't eaten. He's one of those hormonal boy dogs, and he's been picky with his food for the past week, been like a little bit moody, that kind of stuff. He ripped up his box into 10,000 pieces. At first he was like, no, don't want to, no, do. And then he was like, fuck you, and destroyed his box. She said he went home and ate all his dinner like a good boy after a week of not really eating.
Interesting.
So it loosened him right up. So for any of you who have dogs who are struggling with a little bit of anxiety or weirdness or stuff like that, get them out of themselves. Get them like playing with a toy hardcore, like ripping up a cardboard box. It really helps them get rid of all of that silliness. Play is so useful with dogs. It really is. Now, if you get them to rip up a cardboard box, don't then wrap up all of the kids' birthday presents and leave them on the floor. It might be a little dystrophic.
Exactly.
We may have to discuss the downsides of behaviors like this.
Yeah, you can't get after them for it when you just taught it to them.
But if you have a dog that's worrying or a dog that you're trying to get more work out of, this is such a missing piece. And I'm yet to get Fika to succeed at it.
Put some sheep poop inside the box.
Her work is improving. Tonight,
Good.
I was able to practice solo ring entries, so without Sheila. And I like what I saw. Now, I don't know if it will hold in the ring because I did add food into it. But I think she ate the food. Like, I think it was different using food this time than it was before. But again, as soon as I'm changing something now, I won't know until I test it in trial. But I really feel like I had her more.
That's good.
You may have to tell me. You look at a video and tell me it looks like shit.
Yeah. I never say that. I'm much more tactful than that. If I ever say that, you might as well just send her back. Because it's really bad if I'm saying that.
I think I know when it looks like shit, so those may be my words, not yours.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's okay. We can call it what it is. Shit work can be called shit work. It's all right.
It's true.
I want it to be perfect in the ring. I don't care about the process before the ring. So long as we're heading towards that, it's all okay. All right, Jill, you can barely stay awake, so I'm going to let you go to bed.
So yawny, yeah. These early mornings are killing me. No.
Good night, Jill.
Good night.
Bye.
See you next Tuesday. Bye.